sharing my 2024 bullet journal setup. Hi there, I am Natasha from Natasha Miller Creates, and today I am sharing my 2024 bullet journal setup. I am so excited to be using my new Archer and Olive Nostalgia B5 size journal. I've been using a B5 size now. I believe I'm going into my third year. I really love the size, and so I've decided to stick with it. I'm hand lettering my cover page, which is Creativity Fills My Soul, and I decided to color it in with acrylographs. I really want to focus this year of 2024 on using my supplies and what I have, and I have a ton of acrylographs, so this is me kind of starting to get into that mindset of using my stuff. So I'm super excited for this setup. I incorporated older layouts from previous years and then also expanded on layouts and moved some stuff around. I will be using multiple journals in 2024, namely my content planner, which I will link up above, as well as bringing back my wellness planner, which I'm super excited for. I have some great ideas for that and can't wait to share those with you. So if wellness is something you want to focus on in 2024, make sure to subscribe and follow along as I'll be sharing a lot more of that. So I made 2023 my year of tabs, and 2024 will be carrying on that year of tabs. I really like having the tabs in my journal. I used to think they weren't worth the effort, but honestly, they've been so great and they make it so easy to flip back and forth. But I'm starting off my 2024 setup with my future log. I chose the easiest, most laziest, most colorful theme, which is paint splotches. I couldn't decide what I wanted to use for my theme. And for my setups, I kind of like to keep it a bit more neutral because it'll be setting the tone for the journal for the at least the next 6 months. And so these bright, colorful paint splashes is what I decided to go for. So I stamp in the months of the year, and I'm using a calendar stamp out of my own store. I do have a couple left in stock, so I'll be listing that shortly, so definitely keep your eye on that. And then I am stamping the months on top of the calendars. I'm using a Studio L2E stamp set. It's basic stamps, I believe. If it's still available, I'll link it down below. But what I like about this is it's 2 stamp sets in one, and I thought it would be kind of fun to play with that throughout my setup. So you'll see that I've used the solid letters and then the outlined letters. And I was going to color in the outlines, but decided I kind of like it more. I like it when it's empty. It just means that there's kind of less clutter, if you will. I like to keep my setups, my new bullet journal setups, kind of more functional, and so I like to limit the color and where I put the decorations just so that I can have more functional layouts. So that's what you see me doing here. I'm just drawing in my lines to separate out my future log, and the future log stamp is from scrapbook.com and it's Subway lowercase. I'll link that down below if it's still available as well. I am outlining these splotches with a black acrylograph as well, and as always, adding in my borders to my pages. I can't not do it. Whenever I see a page without the border, it feels unfinished to me. So this is me adding my borders. Will I change up my borders in terms of color or decoration for 2024? Probably not. I kind of like it as it is with the black, and so I will keep that in place. I am writing on my tabs with a jelly roll in size 10. I just like the thinner tip, and I couldn't find my white acrylograph, which funnily enough I ended up finding later because I made mistakes and I had to clean it up. So my next page, it's not so much new as it is more an expansion of what I've done in the past, and that is a book catalog. So I wanted a place to catalog all of my books. 2024, I want to read more. I need to get through. I have a lot of nonfiction books that I've purchased over the last 2-3 years, and my goal is to get through it. If you want, let me know down below if you want to see me fill this catalog out. I might post it on social media, so YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels, so definitely follow along there if you are curious how I'm filling this out. But I have the title column, which you see me stamping right now. I have an author column, and then a category meaning personal, for fun, for development. I have a key that I was going to include, and I realize now I forgot to include it. So I'll do another video sharing how I'm including my key. That'll be over on YouTube Shorts. So again, keep an eye open for that. Then I have columns where I have done, fiction, non-fiction, and then whether it's an audiobook, an ebook, or a book. And then I am stamping in my ratings, which is 5 stars that I'll color in. That is a take note stamp set. I believe it's still in stock on scrapbook.com. If not, I'll link something similar down below, so keep an eye on that. But for the done, fiction, non-fiction columns, I thought it would be fun to have this block to tick off. And a normal person would probably just draw it in with lines, but I have a ton of stamp sets, and I also want to use those stamp sets more in 2024. And so this setup is part of me using that. So for my squares, I use the Sassy Club, one of their sets, which I'll link down below, and I'll talk more about in a second. I just want to talk about a mistake I made. I do apologize having my head in the frame and having it go a little bit fuzzy, but I wanted to make sure that I was highlighting the right line, because as you can see, I made a mistake. I decided that I was just going to fix it with a piece of paper from my notepad, Archer Olive notepad, but you can also just grab a piece out of the back of your notebook. And then I just cut it to size and glued it over. Now, the trick I will tell you here is, while I only probably needed 1 or 2 dot grid lines, I made it wider because that way you're not struggling with trying to highlight, or you don't have a bit of your mistake still sticking out. So that's definitely been a lifesaver for me making my mistakes lately, is just cutting that piece of paper a little bit bigger to capture the full mistake. And there you see where I stamped in all of my little square tick boxes. I actually really like it. I know for some people it might look like a bit much, but I can't wait to start filling those boxes out. I'm so excited. And again, that stamp set was from the Sassy Club. My next page is for my courses. So the way I deal with imposter syndrome or anxiousness about not knowing is to enroll in more courses. So what this means is, over the years, I have bought countless number of courses, and I have lost track of those courses. And this is my way of kind of reeling that in and actually doing the courses that I've signed up for. So I'm including the name of the course, the teacher, the platform it's on, whether it was paid, whether it's done, and then a notes section. So if I enjoyed that teacher's classes, I'll put a note to say, you know, if something from them comes up again, it's okay to purchase. Yeah, so I did a lot of organization. I've spoken in my previous video about getting things done. And although I haven't done the full method completely, the little bit that I have done has taught me that, yes, I have issues that I need to work on for 2024, hence bringing the wellness journal back as well, but also just trying to reduce some of the clutter. And these courses are part of a clutter in my mind. I bought them. A lot of them have meaning and purpose, and a lot of them was bought just for the sake of buying it. And I know that sounds crazy, but that's just something that I struggle with. So that's something that I want to work on. And since I've purchased it, I want to do it. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm excited. So this page, I decided to include a memory page. So this will be for 6 months, January through July or June, and the measurements are based off of the HP sprocket. So I drew the borders a little bit wider so that there's a border around the picture, and then my intention is to stick the picture down and then do a little bit of journaling on the side. Again, I messed up, and here you see me fixing that again, and I just use scrap pieces of paper for these little mistakes. So I'll be journaling and putting down some stickers potentially. I'll definitely share this with you once it's done. I find it's really nice to see it when it's all done, and you can get a better idea of what the layout looks like, and you can decide if you want to include that in your next journal. And of course, this will also determine if I carry it into my mid-year bullet journal setup. I decided to use these sorbet colors. I'm a little on the fence about them. Let me know if you like them. They're bright yet somehow pastel-y, and I liked them when I saw them in the palette that I borrowed this from on Pinterest. But then when I see my tabs, I don't know if they're my favorite. So let me know what you think and if this is a color you will use. I think for 2024, I want to move back into my jewel tones. So we'll see how that goes. So the next page I am working on is my I want page. So this page it's less about stuff and more about like a manifestation. I did this for my setup in 2023, and I didn't really use this in its full capacity. So I'm going to take a day after Christmas, and I'm going to sit down and I'm going to fill this page out, because this page will be a combination of my goals, what I want to accomplish for my goals, what I want because I want it in terms of life and where I want to be in life. Will it all come true? Probably not. Hopefully my goals will, as I'll be working towards those, but this is more just a place to capture random thoughts, and maybe thoughts that I wouldn't necessarily share with other people, but that are in my head and that I want. So I'll let you know how this layout goes. I liked having it last year, which is why I'm incorporating it again. And the stamp set I'm using is from Studio Calico. If it's still available, I'll link it down below. Otherwise, I will link something similar. I'm a little bit choked. I was watching documentaries on cults while I was setting my journal up. And now I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable because of what the cults were doing, and if this is like culty. I know it's not. And I don't intend on using it as a cult thing, but it's just it's how I felt and how I feel looking back at this. I think I'm gonna have to take a break from the cult content and move into something a little lighter, just until I can get over my discomfort from watching those documentaries. Let me know down below what you like to do when you're setting up your bullet journal. For me, it's either cult content or shows like Bridgerton or YouTube. So there's no real in between. For me, it's two extremes. But let me know down below what you like to watch while you're setting up your journal. My next layouts are a note to self page and a wish list page. So the note to self page is kind of affirmations almost, quotes that I like. I didn't put too many squares. We'll see how it goes. I'm not a huge affirmation person. It's a little bit too new agey for me, but I think it's something that could help and something that I want to try and look into more. So that's what I created this page for. And then also to capture any quotes that stick out to me. I made the blocks, the squares, different sizes, just so that it could be a little bit more fun, and not every affirmation or quote is going to take up a lot of space. For my wish list, I am including my wants and my needs, and then the cost. So part of my getting things done cleanup was realizing how much stuff I actually have. So for the need, I want to make sure to capture things that I finish that I actually want to replace. So like I said, 2024, I want to work on actually using my product, and then if it's something that I really like using and want to replace it, I'm going to put it in my need column. And then I added in the checkboxes to carry over the theme from the previous pages, and cost as well, so that I can keep an eye on how much I want to spend. Shopping is really a coping mechanism for me, which is hugely problematic because then A, I'm spending money I don't necessarily have, or B, I'm spending money on ridiculous garbage. So 2024, I really want to focus on building healthy coping mechanisms that don't include food and don't include shopping. So that's going to be part of setting up my wellness journal, which will be coming toward the end of the month. I don't know if I'm going to do a big setup for it versus just having a notebook to capture different layouts that I want to include. So definitely, like I said, follow along. I'll be posting that on this channel. I carried over the paint splotches to keep it fun and bright and colorful. And especially with the note itself, that layout is more fun. So I added more color to that. I believe you saw on the I1 page as well, less functional, just more of a space for capturing. So I added more color to it. So lots of things I want to accomplish in 2024 in terms of my bullet journal. That includes taking the courses that I've purchased, using my stuff, and then also reading the books that I've purchased as well. And I have asked for books on my Christmas wish list, so I'll have to add those too. But yeah, I really want to focus on, there's a lot I want to focus on, and I will be writing it down all in the same place because yeah, the getting things done method, like I said, it's kind of scary for me because I haven't even finished the book yet, and there's already so much I want to work on and improve. And so it's just making sure I don't get overwhelmed by how much I want to do. I have high energy and low energy periods. I'm definitely in a high energy period right now, which is why I'm like, go, go, go. I want to do this. I want to do that. So writing it down to kind of spread it out over time is going to be very critical for me, especially before I become overwhelmed. So this is my final page. This one needs a little bit of explanation. This is a words page. So I haven't chosen my word of the year for 2024 yet, but when you are picking your word for 2024 or your word of the year, you tend to go through a bunch of words to see which words resonate with you the most. And so this page is for capturing all those words, because if those words are jumping out to you, they clearly have some meaning to you. So instead of just forgetting about it and moving on, I did want to have a place to capture those words. And especially when I'm, like I said, in a mentality of I want to do all these things, maybe some words resonate better with me for different tasks. So that's what that page is for, and I will be setting that up as well. But this is my 2024 setup. I am so excited to be in this notebook. I'm excited to take on these layouts and add my thoughts and my courses and my books. But thank you so much for watching today, and I will hopefully see you in the next one.